Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Strawhat Sitdown crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this, and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin'. Every time an episode is dropping, we see D3 in the corner. Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut. Always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's YHuss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We.
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track. Never whack, bring it back. And we are back with Strawhat Sitdown, episode 57? 8?
8. Oh,
No. Wait. This time it's not.
Yeah, you have it entitled.
No. This time it's not my fault. Because I had some music playing, and this shit is kind of bumping. I ain't gonna lie. It's like a One Piece trap remix or something like that. This shit is kind of hitting. I ain't gonna lie. But
send that to me.
I have no idea what that has to do with the title.
No. Listen, because I was gonna say the title, and then the beat dropped. And then I was like, oh shit, wait a minute, that shit kind of hitting. Hold on, I got y'all. I'm about to put it in the Discord stream and then stream it so you guys can hear it. Because y'all got to hear this stuff. But
okay,
regardless what is going on, guys, it is your boy, and we are here with the Strawhat Sitdown, episode 58.
Let's go.
You feel me? We out here. I'm here with the Strat crew, as usual, you feel me? We got Strat Mod in the building. What's going on, my brother?
That's going
Yo, your mic cut out a little bit in the beginning there, bro.
Oh, it went out?
Yeah.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you good.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. This chapter is crazy, and this beat goes hard.
You hear this, right? You see why I was like, wait a minute, this shit kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
I might. This might have to be the go-to every time in the background while we
this is fire. You definitely link that, Kelly.
Yeah, I got you. Mr. G in the building. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, what's good, everybody? Yo, I just want to give a huge shout out to my soccer team, New Milford Knights. They were the true champions yesterday in the tournament. We got hoed. Fuck those tournament organizers. They went with goals against instead of goal differential, which is crazy. But yo, congrats to them. Yo, they did fucking work. I'm mad proud of them, and I can't wait for the rest of the season.
That's good. Congratulations to them for sure.
Thank you.
D3 couldn't make it, fortunately. No.
I think I think he's back next week.
D3 is definitely back next week. We are wishing him a very speedy and healthy recovery, and we can't wait to see you next week, man.
Yes, sir.
Last but not least, of course, that brother YHuss in the building. What is going on, my brother?
I'm chilling, y'all. Having a great day, and it's gonna be even better after talking about this chapter.
Of course. This was definitely a fire chapter. A lot of exposition, a lot of revelations. Just a lot going on in general.
Sure.
So, we just might as well get right into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a short chapter too, if you think about it too. Like as I go through these pages.
You think it's short?
Reading it doesn't feel short. Oh, because there was a point where a lot of it was like narration.
Yeah.
So it was like, a lot of build up, but because of that build up, it does feel shorter because it's technically a little bit less content, but the content is big enough. So.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I think part of it was definitely that. And the fact that the narration was on information that we basically already knew, more or less. Like, it went into detail about it, but it was stuff that we already knew, more or less. So, like, but yeah, there was still a lot to go over. Chapter 1078, Escape Limit. Cover story real quick. Looks like Caesar and Judge are coming together to form Neo Mads. I think this is actually a pretty big revelation.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that is a big one.
They coming back. They coming back.
But I wonder what they're trying to do though. Like, are they going against Vegapunk, or are they like? Are they trying to do something on their own that's completely void of Vegapunk and something that's like very, I don't know, something revolutionary to the world? I don't know what this unification is supposed to do, like at all.
Yeah, I
We'll
guess
see.
Yeah,
We'll see. I
we
mean,
have to see what they want to do. Yeah.
because like I mean, think about it. With the ties that these two have with the Straw Hats. Obviously, one is Sanji's father, and Caesar has worked, quote unquote, worked with the Straw Hats, right?
Right.
So
Quote unquote.
yeah, so like they definitely not gonna do anything that's gonna fuck with them. I feel like, or at least the Straw Hats will put them in their place. If they do.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the end of like the last interaction between Sanji and Judge was like very final. So
Yeah.
I'd be happy if we never see him ever again, in my opinion.
Agreed. I don't think these two are gonna do anything to help, like in a positive way. But
Even against, I would be surprised if we really saw them in the story like to an actual degree, considering it's the final saga.
yeah,
I think one thing to remember is that in the last cover story, or one of the last two cover stories, I can't remember which one, was we skipped back to present day and we had them both come to a realization that they only split or had disagreements because of Vegapunk.
Yep.
So I think that's definitely a very big factor in their reuniting, and it could also mean that could be a goal for them to try and get revenge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They obviously feel some type of way about Vegapunk and what he did to Mads. Just something to think about.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much it for the cover story though.
Yeah.
Moving on to the chapter, we start in the laboratory on Future Island Egghead. We get a... This is... Okay, so in the translation that I read... Okay, no, here it is. Okay, so in the translation I read, there was a little text, like, right here, that said a strange conversation going on between two people.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I guess they just don't translate
OP
everything in the
scans
officials.
is something, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro.
No, that's crazy.
CB too.
That's crazy. That's why I was confused. Because when I first read the chapter, I noticed that, and I didn't see it here. I thought I was in a completely different page. But yeah, we start out with a conversation between dude whose name just always fucking escapes me every single time. Sentomaru. Yeah. Sentomaru and Stussy.
Oh shit! Right, that's true.
Right, Stussy reveals CP0's original mission to eliminate Vegapunk and wait for Kizaru, and that how they see this incident as being bigger than a horror because Dr. Vegapunk continued the forbidden research, and because they have more firepower that O'Hara did not. Stussy says just call her if anything happens, and that all the communications are down in the lava phase right now. Moving to the Fabio phase where Sentomaru actually is. He lets all the citizens of Future Island know that look at history, you know what's gonna happen, you don't have time to sit on your hands, you gotta move. Telling everybody, you gotta evacuate, you gotta get out of here. Hello? Frozen? Stuck? Okay.
What's up?
No, I was stuck. I couldn't move the thing. We move to the third floor of Building C of the laboratory. We are where Usopp and Lilith are with Frankie. Usopp and Lilith are frozen. Frankie's half frozen. With the which unit is this? Why is it so hard to remember these names, bro?
S-Snake.
S-Snake. Okay, there we go. We see the S-Snake unit. She looks at the stone guys and Frankie, and then turns to Edison.
Yeah. No. That's Pythagoras.
Fuck! Oh my god!
Edison's without me.
Folding, bro. Okay. She turns to Pythagoras, and Pythagoras says, "Why have you done this, S-Snake? You don't have to do this. Who ordered you to do this, etc., etc." S-Snake looks with no remorse and completely stomps the ever-living mess out of this Vegapunk and completely destroys him, causing a gigantic explosion.
Kind of funny. She like steps on this nigga and he fucking explodes.
So a huge explosion, bro.
Yeah, I feel like she added like some rocket power to that step or something. Because there's no way.
Maybe with like a laser, you know. You never like.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what I was thinking. Like, that's the only.
You know, it had to be something because you don't just step on that shit and then cause this huge explosion like this. Like,
but it was a core of Vegapunk, though. You know what I mean? So it's definitely. I feel like. I don't know. I've been watching One Punch Man and Genesis. What's his name?
The
The cyborg Genos. He has like a core, right? And that like when that like explodes, is a big explosion. Something that might be like on the same type of shit.
okay.
But
there goes, in my opinion, the most suspect. One of the most suspect like traitor ideas, like being Pythagoras.
Yeah.
I feel like Oda did that intentionally too.
Yeah,
it's true. One thing that I'm just like baffled on is Frankie. How is he only? Why has you said it in the chat, right?
Like so, the move she hit him, when she just kicked him with Boa's move, like Perfume Femur.
Yeah.
That move only like petrifies where it hits. It doesn't fully petrify. You like your love beam.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely a plot device by Oda, because Frankie is gonna see her murder Pythagoras. That might be all that he needs to see. There might be more, but like it's good that he wasn't immediately petrified. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. I like his face here was pretty crazy. Like half stone, half mortified at watching the robot explode.
It's giving me a Two-Face from DC vibe right now, a little bit, you know.
At the end of this panel, who is this talking? Someone says, "No, wait, hey, stop." Is this Frankie or is this a new party?
I think it is Frankie. I think it is.
Okay, just had to clarify because the way it was framed, I wasn't 100% sure.
Well, the only reason I believe if you go to if you look at the box, like the quote boxes, and look at the one that of Frankie up top when it says Pythagoras. Yeah. It says Pythagoras' name is the same. So,
I mean, it's the same as his though too, isn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah. No, I'm just saying,
that's
like
just
it's
like
like
emphasis bubble, if anything.
Yeah, but I mean, with the context, I mean, I don't think anyone else is there. Yeah. I think Frankie's trying to get out to stop her, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Actually, that kind of, I just realized actually that kind of tells us that Frankie is still not fully petrified. When someone comes, they're gonna see him, and then they're gonna go talk to him. So that's also something to remember.
How do you get up? You have to beat her to get them out of it, right? Or she has to reverse it herself?
No, actually, Boa said if Blackbeard kills her, then
they stay petrified, right?
Yeah, that bitch and the other nigga are stay petrified. So she has to undo it.
No, I'm pretty sure. Isn't it if they get knocked out though, devil fruit powers are nullified though, right? Maybe not. Maybe if they die.
I think it's most, but I mean, maybe if you get knocked out, but I doubt it, bro.
I don't see why. I don't see why her devil fruit would be the exception to the rule.
Because why would she just?
Because why would it with something more drastic as like death? You know, not take away the devil fruit.
Agreed. A and B. Why wouldn't he just knock her out first and C?
That's true.
Plus, I'm
50-50 on it, but I see what you're saying.
Sanji in chat brings up a good point. That could be a bluff. You know.
Yeah, she could have been bluffing, so Blackbeard didn't kill her. That's a good point. I for some reason doubt it.
Yeah, possible. I mean, it's possible. It's possibly a bluff. I don't know, because I mean, I feel like Luffy, when he was on Amazon Island, Amazon Lily for the first time, and the girls got turned into stone. You know, I would think that Luffy would just like, you know, fight her straight up if he felt like that would have done something, but instead he like played into what she said, and you know, and did where he fought her sisters, and you know, afterwards he, you know, asked her to turn them back or whatever, said if I win will you turn them back and all that other jazz. I felt like if there was no validity to it, he would have just straight up fought her.
That just feels like an inconsistency to me. I don't know if it's just me, but like, why is it that with Boa's fruit, death keeps the fruit permanent, but knocking out wouldn't? But when we go to like, what's her name, the shorty from Dressrosa, little toy bitch,
damn,
Sugar.
Yeah, Sugar. she gets knocked out and it reverses all the effects. So
But
you're saying
if
if she died, then all them niggas would have stayed toys forever?
Nah, but I think that because there's nothing. Well, hold on, because there's nothing in the. Okay.
So it's inconsistency.
All things. No. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think unless stated otherwise, the characters will transform or be turned back when the character is like knocked out or dead or whatever, right? But when Oda makes a distinction, when he comes out and says, "Hey, this character is saying that, you know, if you do something to him, it's not going to reverse the effects," then I think that should be the exception to the rule, not really like the rule itself. Because, and if you also think about it like this, Sugar's Devil Fruit is a little bit more ridiculous than Boa's Devil Fruit, just because there's no real stipulation to Sugar's Devil Fruit. Boa's, while very versatile and, you know, it's really easy for her to use it, it technically has a limitation. You have to find her attractive, lovely, or all this other cute, whatever. Sugar, she just simply have to touch you. So it would make sense for a Devil Fruit like that to just revert off of being knocked out or, you know, her dying, just because it's more crazier. So probably, you know, the more crazier it is, the more, you know, probably the more lenient you can be to, you know, get rid of it or whatever. Whereas Boa's is a little bit more specific, just a tad bit. Just
would you guys consider the Law's Fruit, the immortal youth surgery? Would that be like a post-death effect? Because that lasts after you die.
I feel like that is a good example of like an exception to the rule.
Okay.
I feel like something like Boa's, while it is a lot more versatile, is still on the same level as any other paramecia type Devil Fruit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point.
To the point where someone's bringing back someone to life or giving them immortality, I feel like that's a lot grander on scheme of things where you would consider an exception. I don't know. To me, it just feels it doesn't.
But we don't know what that Devil Fruit, like. We still don't even know if it actually grants you immortality or not. Like,
I'm just speaking on the in the case that what we know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know everything.
Yeah, because the translation of that, you know, particular thing has been misconstrued throughout, you know, for years.
Yeah, it's definitely perennial youth. It's not immortality. Yeah.
So it's like we don't even know. We don't have a shred. So. Maybe if that person dies, who knows if it's reverted or not. But like, so that's why I can't really speak on that, because we just know jack dilly squat about that Devil Fruit. But we do know more so about Sugar's. I mean, I think it's like, it's simple. Like, Sugar got knocked out, it reverted the shit. That's why Doflamingo had her protected at all costs, had her inside doors at all costs to make sure no one knows about her or anything like that.
So, I have a question though. I don't know. It just made me start thinking. So, like, what happens when she sleeps though? You know what I mean? Like, her power still, like, you go into a state of unconsciousness.
I don't think sleeping counts because Sugar was sleeping and them niggas were staying toys forever.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm just like, you know, like.
I think that
I was going to say, I think that is just simply if brain activity, you know, kind of ceases for a moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I definitely think there's like a physical difference, whether it's in like your brain activity or whatever, between like sleeping and getting knocked unconscious. You know what I mean?
Word. That, you know, it just another cut came into my head. I
thought a little bit too. So I actually don't think you are necessarily, like, it is an inconsistency. But I don't think like that is necessarily the worst thing. But yeah, you're right. There's not really.
It's just weird to me.
There's no guidelines right now.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Yeah, you bring up a great point. It is a bit of inconsistency. We're left to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, back to the story. Second floor, building A. We move to Robin, Chopper, and Atlas's group. They hear screams and stuff, but Robin says if Nami screams, someone's going to be there in a heartbeat. And all the teams fighting are locked in combat right now. So while everyone's fighting, something happened to Vegapunk. This is when Atlas remembers that there's a laboratory that no one has used in a long time. Presumably the basement level Devil Research Lab.
Yeah.
So they head over there, assumedly.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
We switch over to the third floor where we see Nami, Brook, and Sanji's group fighting the Jinbei Seraphim.
That's Shark, right?
That's Shark? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nami tries to keep Edison intact while Brook says he's gonna go look for Vegapunk. He then turns to Sanji and we see Sanji take a full punch straight to the face from a Seraphim without a single hint of taking any damage.
He's actually
With his cigarette still lit, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Talking about what would you know about the power of love?
My
I
goodness.
can't lie, I popped off a little bit, bro.
I did
popped
too.
off
I
a
did
little
too.
bit. I can't
Well,
catch
the
it,
whole
bro.
community went into an uproar
This was
about
hype.
this. Like this, so this was a great moment for Sanji, right? But
Yes, sir.
at the same time, you already know what this means for a lot of people, right? Like this.
Power scaling time, boy.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Like you got people who saw this, and now the whole Sanji versus Zoro thing is fuming.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
It's crazy because most of the time Oda doesn't like. I don't even think since post time skip has even started that we saw a moment like this that Sanji shined this hard, like to this degree. Never.
Post time skip?
Yeah, post time skip. Where he's looking this good in comparison to Zoro and Luffy, who's kind of struggling.
Which
Okay.
I was gonna say, which is
Okay.
awesome because you see that in the next panel, like the next two panels.
Yeah, they're suffering right below. Okay, no, I
Yeah,
respect that. I can
yeah.
respect that. Yeah.
And it's not even because personally, I don't think that changes like much,
Agreed.
but it's just been a while that like Oda has done something like this where he made Sanji look better than Zoro and Luffy even.
Yeah.
Like
Sanji's been having a rough go of it, bro. Like he's ever since Wano now he has
He's glowing, baby. He's glowing.
He has a fourth bounty. People are like, yo, Jinbei's stronger. He's been having a bad time. Oda's like, yo, relax. It's the monster trio, my nigga.
right,
100%.
yeah.
Big moment.
And he's coming into his own. He's embracing who he is and finding out more about his body.
Yeah, his
more about,
eyebrow is still like backwards. Like he's in his Germa mode. He's like, yo, what's good, my nigga? You're not fucking.
Yo, I fucking love
Right.
it, bro. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a
I was
constant
looking-
Super Saiyan, like in a
Yeah,
way.
because I was looking for that too because I wanted to know if Oda was going to keep that, to let the audience know, like, hey, Sanji is turned up right now. He's in his Wano, exoskeleton mode or whatever.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's going to be the running thing. So, whenever we see this, that should let us know, like, he's on his Germa shit. So,
I need to see Ifrit John, bro.
yeah. Oh yeah.
gotta see
Yeah.
Was that the one he used to finish Queen?
Yeah. His new
The new one, yeah. Yeah, we definitely got to see that. I need to see the Blue Flames animated.
Ooh,
Soon, actually. Soon.
It is coming soon, actually, yeah. Because he's the first fight that comes up.
Yeah,
yes.
he's right now.
I think that's happening this month. Huh?
Yeah, literally. I think One Piece is on break.
They're on break right now, yeah, for like another week or two.
Or I got like 12 episodes to catch up on.
Dude, by the way, I don't know if any of y'all remember this or not, but after Sanji activated his exoskeleton on Wano, and Queen after the point that Queen swung his sword and all that other stuff, did he leave a dent on Sanji at all?
No, Sanji bent, but then he went back.
And then,
Yeah,
then
but I
he
meant
sees the
after
sword,
that.
he breaks the sword on his neck, and then
Yeah,
I don't even think he touches him. I think he
Yeah.
uses
After
his
that?
abilities. Yeah, he uses his abilities, and then he gets fucked up.
Okay, because I'm trying to gauge, because when I saw this, right, I tried to power scale, right? I tried to see, like, because Jinbei, even though he didn't do shit to Sanji, he did technically leave some scuff marks on him, like some little scuffs on his face.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, like,
I
the
see what you mean.
Queen.
I see what you
Yeah,
mean.
Okay,
the-
no, he didn't.
I see what you mean
Once he got his body, it wasn't. I don't think it was like zero damage. Like
Yeah.
literally
Sanji,
nothing.
Obviously, the probably the authority on Sanji fight says after he went Super Saiyan, he apparently hit his head into a wall, and Sanji was bleeding off that move. 1034, he said.
Oh,
I'm not even gonna check, man. Your name is Sanji. I'm just gonna take your word for it. Don't worry.
So, okay, well, a punch to the face is probably harder than anything Queen had done. And I'm pretty sure if Queen tried to punch Sanji directly in the face, he might have left a scuff mark or two as well. So I don't know, because a punch to the face is pretty.
Yeah, there's probably more to this fight. We'll see.
Yeah, but W for Sanji. W for Sanji. Definitely.
Big dub, man. I feel like niggas be hating on him, bro. Big dub. Huge.
Oh yeah, you boy, like the Zoro fans are fuming on Twitter and other like places. Like it's just whenever shit like this happens, oh my goodness, it goes nuts. I swear, it's crazy. The Zoro fans are like, oh well. The Jinbei Seraphim, he has no hockey. We see no hockey right here. And on top of that, now, like, none of them have hockey. So, that feat means nothing. I'm like, bro, come on. Like, come on. You try it. You try it here. Like, who cares if there's no hockey here? Like, this fucking Jinbei Seraphim with Lunarian DNA, swim fruit. Like, bruh, stop.
Yeah.
Niggas stay hating. That's how it's going to be.
It do indeed be like that.
Plus Fishman Karate. Like, stop it.
People are crazy. Yeah, so Sanji definitely got a nice moment here. Big shout out to Sanji. All the Sanji fans rejoice. Moving on to the 4th floor of the building. We go to where Zoro and Luffy and the CP-08 are fighting the 2 Seraphim. Luffy and Zoro are a little winded. The flames are not disappearing as they were with King, so they can't get any real damage on them. They then turn and see that Mihawk Seraphim has vanished. I was trying to remember his name, but I don't even know why I bothered because I knew I wasn't going to remember it.
That's Hawk. No?
I respect that, bro.
Okay, yeah, I don't even know why I even bothered trying.
That's what you got us, Kelly, bro. We got you.
I appreciate y'all.
Oh man.
Yeah,
okay,
so,
I just want to bring up here. So, I looked at use the word vanish because it kind of segues into what I was going to say. Is that my buddy said in 1068 when Lucci and them get on the island, the same little blinking sign. Obviously, that means someone is gone. I know, but the same blinking sign is used to signify Kuma's ability. For when someone vanishes.
Oh shit!
Oh, Kuma, blink
I
this
said this to my boys while we were reading the chapter, and one of my niggas was like, "So what? He went through the fucking wall." I'm like, "Damn, nigga. First off, you didn't have to go that hard. Second, like, I guess it's a good point. Like, cause, like, can you push someone down, like down, like a level? You know what I mean? Like, but I thought it was kind of interesting. His hand is kind of up too. Like, I don't know.
It's definitely possible.
But we gotta remember that they also put holes in the wall from their fight. Remember they got flown through the wall and shit.
Yeah, like the upstairs is broken anyway. So yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Either way, he disappeared. It doesn't really matter. But
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool. If it was the case,
that is interesting. That's a really nice pickup. Really nice pickup.
'Cause I think otherwise it kind of baffles me that you think it was lose track of a Seraphim. Like that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no,
especially while you're just fighting him. That definitely makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not surprised with Zoro though. You're like, oh, I lost my target, bro.
But last chapter when what's his name, Shaka was walking down the stairs, Mihawk goes to attack him, and Zoro was like, "Oh, not on my watch, nigga." So
that's true. You're right. That was
I don't know, man, but he's gone. They lost track of him, so this is pretty interesting.
Yeah, because I mean, he was pressed on not letting Hawk get through, and then they all of them like lost track of him. Like, that could have been S Bear's doing. Could have been.
No,
either way, it results in the same thing. He's disappeared.
Yeah. Lucci makes note of it.
Actually, and you're right. I just looked at the pen. I looked closely. His hand is up though, like as if he just used the move Kuma. Mm-hmm. When Luffy's pointing it out, you see like as if So, it's that makes sense.
Oh, right here, yeah. Bro got 6 fingers.
Yes, he does. Oh, that shit broken, bro. That shit broken.
Cursed. Why would you point that out to
me? Bro got 6 fingers, bro. That's crazy.
Wait, where?
Are you in the stream?
Yeah. Wait, where do you see 6 fingers?
Right here on his left hand.
It still has like 2 digits. It looks like almost.
There's like a second digit coming out of his
tongue. Oh wow, that is crazy. I didn't even notice that.
It'd be like that. They can't all be hitters.
Drawing hands is hard.
Not Oda using the AI for the drawing. It's not like this.
Oh, not the AI conspiracy, fucking Punk Records over here, bro.
Crying.
Oh man.
Yeah. So Lucci makes note of the disappearance. He says that the S-Hawk unit has probably changed his assassination priority and is probably going for one of the weaker targets, aka one of Luffy's friends.
Yep.
And I just want to say it's so cool because I remember the scene when they're like fighting and the water or whatever is behind them. Like whenever they're in that tunnel in Eddie's lobby, when they're fighting after that tunnel, and Lucci's like, yo, your friends are having a hard time. Why don't you go help them? And Luffy tells him, it's like, if I leave, you're gonna go kill my friends. So it's the same thing that Lucci was thinking. He's like, that's how he would think, because that's what he would have done.
Yeah.
So
That's nice. That's a nice pickup. Probably 100%.
Which group of friends do you think? I mean, I think he's going towards like most likely Brook and well, no, because they already have a Seraphim, so I don't feel like Oda would double douse them with.
No, he's probably going after Atlas, Robin, and
Chopper.
Chopper.
I think something to remember is that especially those two groups, Nami and Edison, and Sanji is F3 when they're on floor 4 of building A, and they're literally right below them is Sanji's group with Nami, and then F2 was where Alice and Robin were. Just to so if they're going to Atlas, he's gonna see Sanji anyway. So just want to think about it. They might see Stussy and Jinbei.
Bro, if Sanji holds off 2 Seraphim,
Oh, I forgot about. Wait,
oh my god.
Stussy and Jinbei, who are they with?
You're right.
It's just them two. They are.
It's just them two.
They're on building B, so they're on the right building in the middle.
Okay, so they're not. I don't think that they're going to them. I think it is probably Atlas group because that's the only one that makes sense. But I still feel like Robin could hold her own. Because he said eliminate your weaker friends will rattle your stronger fighters and handicap them. I mean, I would assume that the top heavy fighters, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Jinbei, I would include personally Robin in that.
Yeah,
so,
Where are Jinbei and Stussy right now? I'm sorry to cut you off.
They're on building B, so they're on the
Different building.
They're
like in the control room or some shit like that.
Okay,
yeah. So he wouldn't even encounter them. But Chopper's with Robin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and they're on floor 2, going down to the basement. So they're like
which is close to where they are now.
Yeah.
So
they're closer to the basement than they're about as close to the basement as Mihawk is to them.
Yeah, so I think Robin will be fine, but Atlas and Chopper might struggle hard. So, I think
we'll see what upgrades Chopper got, bro. We'll see.
Yeah, I think I'm just throwing a prediction. I think that Zoro and Kaku will head towards them.
Yeah, I think that's where they're going off, right? That's the whole thing. Fucking Zoro just goes off. And bro, Luffy's OD for calling this dude Usopp, bro. He said, Usopp, go get it. Like, bro, I died when I saw that shit, bro.
What a fucking hilarious call.
Calling him Usopp was definitely hilarious.
And he doesn't even think about it. He's like, fuck this shit, man. And then he thinks about it like, wait, why'd you call me Usopp?
Low key, I feel like the S-Hawk unit might not go to any of the Strawhats.
You don't think so?
I feel like Robin's group makes the most sense, but from where they're at, it would be the hardest to get to her than any of the other ones without running into any of the other ones. I feel like Oda definitely wants to set up Zoro versus the Mihawk unit, right?
Yeah.
He definitely wants to set that up.
Yeah,
I don't think he wants to add any strats into that interference.
No.
I think this is gonna be my guess. I think that the S-Hawk has got a different objective. Maybe I don't know. I can't think of anything, but I feel like it wouldn't really make sense for him to go take out one of the Strawhats. I feel like that's a little bit of a what did we call it with that title the other day? I forgot the name of the phrase.
Red herring.
Yeah.
Red herring.
Yeah.
I can see that because if he managed, because I would agree with that to a degree because he managed to sneak past 4 of the top fighters on that island right now, and if he was able, he was clearly trying to get get Shaka.
Yeah.
So if he went past all 4 of them, I would agree that like taking out a Straw Hat specifically isn't his goal. It's probably to go after
Vegapunk.
You know, Vegapunk or whatever.
Yeah.
But even then, it still makes sense to go after Robin's group because Atlas
is with them. Yeah. No. 100%,
yeah.
100%.
And either way, also Robin's like a high value target. And no matter who you are, the government would pay you whatever.
Yeah,
That's true.
You're right.
And if a person at the end of this, you know, is trying to do what they said they're trying to do, then yeah, you know, going after Robin would be high priority as well to achieve that.
Yeah, lots of paths you could take. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So Zoro goes after the S-Hawk unit. Kaku, aka Fake Usopp, follows him. Luffy continues to pound at the S-Bear. Lucci exclaims, "You gotta use your head, you're not gonna beat him fighting this way." I feel like that's a little bit of some foreshadowing towards something that's gonna happen. I feel like it wouldn't be a new technique, but they're gonna need something other than just their fighting power or abilities to be able to defeat any of these Seraphim.
I wonder if he's like just you know how Luffy be, right? In his fights, he's always practicing, so he's probably like practicing some Rio, get some internal damage in. I don't know. Like that's why he's hitting him. Because everyone, when they were fighting Kaido, they're like, "What? Like none of the shit you're doing is working." Until he finally figured it out, and that.
Technically,
this is just how Luffy fights 100%.
Yeah. Technically, this is a new technique, right? I don't think we ever saw him use Hawk Gatling,
Hawk
right?
Gatling? We've seen that before.
No, we
Hawk
see.
Gatling?
Hawk Gatling is different because Jet
Gatling.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're thinking of Jet. Yeah. Hawk Gatling.
What's the difference?
Oh,
Red Hawk is
Red
the
Hawk
fire.
with a Gatling.
Yeah.
No, we definitely have not.
That's how he says just Rosa.
Just Rosa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe him. I'm not gonna lie. This guy with the facts these days.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm a fact check him. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't letting that one slide.
Yo, you either about to give him mad credit or like take his credit card away.
I mean, I said it. I said he said it already he used it already in the first place.
Oh man, yo, you know what? Something that I realized. I guess it should have hit me sooner, but this is One Piece's Android.
Wasn't that Sanji who did that?
You know?
Wait, this One Piece is what?
And the Android Saga, like from Dragon Ball.
Cursed.
No. I mean, I like the Android Saga.
Crazy.
I mean, I like the Android to Cell Saga, so it's kind of giving me that vibes, you know, because of the Seraphim.
That's the best Dragon Ball Z saga. But no, I agree. That's cursed, but that's a great point. That is so cursed.
Well, why is it cursed? I'm so confused.
I don't know. I just didn't think about it, bro. It's just a bit cursed. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't think
Mangaka always.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. No, I was just saying that you know, Mangaka always take things from each other, but inspiration from each other. But
wait, did you read this Black
cool
Clover chapter?
Huh?
I know this One Piece. Did you read this Black Clover chapter? Because that's something that just happened that I would agree that they take reference from each other a lot. So you're right.
I haven't read today's. Back
to the One Piece though.
Yeah, I haven't read that or Jujutsu Kaisen yet.
So Callie, you're saying that there's nothing on the wiki about Hawk Gatling?
I can't find anything about Hawk Gatling. No.
Okay,
And
so
I think
it's on you to find the clip if you have it.
I think that was against Sanji that happened against, because Sanji, remember when he saved Robin and well, not Robin, but I think it was Robin, but the crew, they were about to get blasted by Doflamingo, then Sanji swooped in and then he did like the floor with the multi kicks of fire, and I feel like that's when Doflamingo used the fur to block.
Oh, I know exactly what scene you're talking about. He used the air step and then attacked them.
Yeah.
From
I think that's the moment where he might be referring to, maybe. Because I honest to God don't remember he ever using Hawk Gatling. I seen him use like Jet Gatling. I seen him use Gear Third Gatling, but I never seen him use Hawk like Gatling. Maybe when the beginning of Wano started, but I don't remember, because he was fighting them fodder.
Yeah,
but I don't remember him using Hawk Gatling there either. I could have swore.
There's a
Yeah.
scene in episode 846 on that I just found on a clip of One Piece of YouTube of him using it against this Prometheus, I guess, in Whole Cake, I guess.
Oh, he used it there.
Yeah, he says hot Gatling, like he literally says the word hot Gatling.
But
Okay. Well then,
is it like? Does it look like Red Hawk? Like a Red Hawk?
It's literally just it looks like a regular ass Gatling just with hockey. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a move in Jump Force.
But to be honest though, I'm looking at it here and it doesn't really look like there's any notion that there's like fire. But like, I guess
does he say Hawk Gatling with the? Does he say Hawk Gatling with the regular keyed up punch? Into Gatling, or does he? I don't know.
He just says Hawk Gatling in the clip, but I'm not gonna lie.
Wait, yeah, Hawk Gatling. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Actually, I'm thinking about it. It would make sense because because there's like it's Gatling gun and then Jet Gatling is gear 2. And then
apparently in the Viz manga, the movie used against Doflamingo is called Hawk Gatling.
Okay.
But the wiki states literally it's just that with hockey.
Yeah.
Okay, well then I guess it would be he would say Red Hawk Gatling or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe.
That would be new as well.
All right.
It's not. I guess he's used this before.
That would have been sick.
Yeah, that would have been cool though. Yeah, that would have been sick if it was like just straight fire punches and shit. That'd be fucking hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he uses Hawk Gatling on that spear. Yeah, you're bugging. You got to do better. We then go ahead.
I was just gonna say like you go right ahead because you're gonna talk about Bonnie. I was gonna say, like,
so we get into a little bit of exposition. We find out that this is a day before the famous Egghead incident, which was set in motion 3 months prior. We then get some panels of the Kuma door where Bonnie was, and we see Bonnie crying in front of
this panel is so hard. Like the dark, like the black space, I feel like is used so well. Like this is a fucking fire panel. It feels so heavy. I don't know. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So is this current Bonnie right now?
Yeah, she's in the thing, and she's like, I think she's like seeing all that.
She's experiencing some shit, and she's crying, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think she saw. I'm hoping she saw everything, and then she's just like.
Yeah. So that's what I thought when I first read it, was that she's finished the whole entire experience, and she's out, and now she's crying because of everything she's experienced.
Mm-hmm. It's hard, bro.
So we go back 3 months ago to the Sacred Mariwa, where somebody's calling in from Egghead, and they want to speak to the Gorosei. And they are letting the Gorosei know that that Vegapunk is studying the Void Century, and that CP agents are disappearing from are not returning after going to investigate the island. And after talking to the Gorosei about it, they made the call to have Vegapunk assassinated 3 months ago. This is when CP0 was assigned the mission. And for extra security, because they knew Vegapunk was a force to be reckoned with, they decided to appoint Admiral Kizaru as protection and entrust a Gorosei along the mission with them, along with reinforcements from a whole bunch of different naval bases. They were preparing for war, more or less. And then Straw Hat Luffy, newly appointed Emperor of the Sea, also ended up entering the fray, which was unexpected by the Marines. But regardless, the incident that happens on the day following this one, which would be the Egghead Island incident or whatever it was, would apparently shock the world, or would inflict a kind of shock the world never saw coming.
Crazy words, bro.
Yeah, so what do y'all think? Egghead incident, Egghead Island incident.
This Oda is something crazy is about to happen, because Oda has been hammering on since like the beginning. Well, not the very beginning, but like since towards the tension started, since any kind of conflict started, that this is like going to be a cataclysm of an event.
Yeah, yo, what were his exact words, man? I remember. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. So I remember there was he actually said something about how it was going to become like a a battle royale or some shit like that on the island.
Yeah, he said so. So he said in at what was it, Jump Festa or something somewhere where there was going to be like a huge battle royale or something like that occurring. Now,
I think that he was talking about the world, right? In the final.
Yeah. I mean, well, it could have been, but I think it's because it's like how Oda speculates. I mean, not speculates, but he throws stuff out there that could pertain to like current events or future events, like a year later, something like when he said Shanks is on the move and stuff like that.
I thought he was talking about Egghead specifically. I could be bugging. I'm gonna look up the quote.
I think it was just the world. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I think it was just the final saga period.
Okay,
I could be bugging. Because the line that he that especially was like, he was like, who's fighting who? Because like as like a ensemble.
Yeah.
And that to me sounds like, yo, Law's fighting Blackbeard? Shanks versus Kid? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's that, but that I feel like, okay, so, well, that aside, I still think that like Oda has been throwing mad amount of like exclamation points towards this event because he's been for several chapters now been using Sentamaru to hammer home like, hey, this shit is going to go down. It's going to be bigger than even Ohara. Deploy all the pacifista. Whatever you do, get that man off this island. Like da-da-da-da. Like it's just been crazy. Yeah. And then like just world events. Like Oda's been saying like, Rob Lucci, why are you engaging with an emperor? That's going to. And Jinbei is like, this is going to have cataclysmic effects. Or da-da-da. Like it's just. Yeah. He's been going in on the severity of what's been going on this island and what's about to transpire. We got a Gorosei member heading here. Like, it's just... I am really, really curious as to what is going to happen. So, I honestly can't wait. But, yeah, that's how I feel about it. Like, Oda's going nuts.
No, I think there was it was a really interesting discussion about it we had in the chat the other day. A lot of people, the fact that Oda says that this incident happens a day later makes me wonder how many of these players are actually going to be involved in the incident, and is the incident even going to be? I feel like the way that this is framed right now, it's not gonna be exactly what we think it is. Like right now we assume that the admiral is going to come to the island with the Gorosei, with the emperor there, with the Seraphim and the CP0 agents. Like they're all just going to converge on this island. But is that really going to take a day? And if so, are the Straw Hats still going to be on the island by that point?
For sure, 1000%.
You think so?
They will be here for this culmination, because I think like Luffy's goal right now is to get Vegapunk off the island, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that has to happen, and I think the fact that it's an egghead. Well, I don't think that has to happen. By the way, I don't think that like that. I don't even know anymore if Vegapunk will get off the island. Right. But my point is that Luffy won't leave without that being settled, right? Either Vegapunk does not get off the island, like he doesn't make it alive, or he gets off the island, right? So he has to be here for that. And I think if it's an incident on Egghead, it has to involve Vegapunk to a degree. So I think Straw Hats, yes, will be part of it, especially when they bring up the fact that Luffy coming here was his complication for the world government. So Luffy and crew will play a big part. But I think we have some guesses, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I was thinking, one could be Vegapunk dies. That'd be huge to the world, right? Another one would be Gorosei dies. That'd be even huge to the world, and then they blame it on Luffy, and then he gets even bigger.
That would be insane. That would be so fucking crazy.
Or the fact that he gets defeated. You know what I mean? Like, it's something like that. Like, that would be, because you know what this chapter also made me realize. Because this whole time, I always felt like the government and the Navy was small, right? Like I was like, these guys, two Yonkos got together, they're fucked. You know what I mean? Like, especially after Marineford, I was like, I don't know, like they kind of showed their ass and they got beat. Yeah. And so I feel like this chapter, when you go back to when they were talking, kind of made us seem that the Navy is actually bigger than we all thought. by saying like the deployment made it clear. Reinforcement were requested from naval bases far and wide. Like even like everyone, all hands on deck. You know what I mean? So.
You know what's something to remember about that lista is that post time skip the Navy got stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely. So that's so I'm just like. Exactly. Damn, that makes a lot of sense.
And then on top of that, I don't even think, like, honestly, if you think about all the different naval bases and who was there and who wasn't there, I don't even think that was technically their full.
Agreed. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool that the Navy, like, I don't know, why I had this notion that, you know, they were kind of just. I mean, I think everyone thinks like the admirals don't, like, some Yonkos are stronger than admirals and stuff. So.
Well, yeah, I think so. I always feel like this about One Piece, that, you know, while individual players can be, you know, are very impactful to like a force, I do think that numbers overall matter hardcore as well, because of the simple fact that, like, yeah, I personally, and I think most people believe that the individual Yonkos are stronger than individual admirals, especially on a 1v1 situation. Yeah. Whether you believe it's a high diff or mid diff, whatever. Yeah. Generally, a Yonko is probably stronger than an admiral. However, if we're talking about Yonko forces versus Navy forces, and that's the accumulation of everything, I'm pretty sure that the Navy got like pretty much every individual Yonko crew beat, and even potentially all four combined, because they have, like, Kaido's crew at the beginning of the Wano invasion, of the Onigashima invasion, was what, 25,000 or 20,000 or something like that.
Yeah, it was like,
and
the samurais. Yeah,
that's not even 1/4 of what the Navy brought to Marine Ford.
True.
And so if you add all the individual crews together,
and we know Big Mom's number too. It's, you know, like her number is not that big either. Like her crew's not that.
Yeah, it could, at least in comparison to the Navy. So like, you know, and Shanks has, like, I would assume the lowest numbers. Yeah. But like, so if you add all these crews together, they maybe touch the Navy's, like, you know, Marine forces, but their full force, which has all these other bases, people that we never saw. That was post time skip. That was not at the pre time skip Marine Ford that we see in post time skip. The Navy probably has just stronger forces altogether in terms of, like, you know, outraking numbers, and we know numbers matter. I mean, you know, with Izo pointed out, like, oh, Kaido's crew is their fodder, but it's Kaido's crew, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, you know, numbers matter, especially depending on the quality. Like when Luffy fought at Marine Ford, he noticed that, like, even though he was getting by, the fodder was crazy because these are elite fodder or whatever. So he even kind of struggled to get past all that. So the Navy has the most amount of forces, even though maybe individually they're not stronger than a Yonko. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and it kind of is interesting to see, like, what exactly is going to happen. Because, okay, I think there's like to go over the options again. Like, I think Vegapunk dying is, like, it would be big, and I think also the destruction of Punk Records would, objectively, in my opinion, be bigger than Ohara, because Punk Records is the culmination of all Vegapunk's knowledge and science. And it, like, the record of his brain getting destroyed is like wiping the slate clean for, like, a lot of technological advancements, right? And possibilities. So that would be fucked up. But to the world, in terms of an incident, I think the Gorosei member dying is, like, the biggest one. And I think the fact that they're moving, like, he's gonna come outside of, like, Marijois, to me signifies someone's gonna have to.
Yeah.
Yo, real quick. This is just me on my, you know, on my 1,000-piece shit, right? So, real quick, Vegapunk dies, right? What if that triggers automatically Punk Records to fucking go worldwide, bro? All that information, like fucking like Ohara, all the voice entry shit goes everywhere, bro, and all that info goes out there. Everyone knows about it.
That would be crazy.
You know, the only thing I would say about that is that I think it's a little bit too early for something like that to happen.
Or it gets sent to the fucking Revolutionary Army, and that's why Vegapunk was talking to Dragon earlier in the day.
That's a fact. That's a fact. He was talking about dying.
They would already have that info, no? Because
I wouldn't
they
be
were already there and shit when the. Well, I mean, I guess Vegapunk furthered the research, so but it feels like they were already in communication.
They are allies for sure.
Yeah.
Agree. But what if it's like all the info? You know what I mean? Like you don't tell him everything.
Just every single,
but it's every single thing that he's ever fucking.
Yeah, because Mr. got a point. It's not like Vegapunk is on the phone with Dragon all day, every day, telling him every single thing. He probably updates him every now and then, like, "Hey, I found this, whatever." But yeah, it could have just been like everything, just. Every single shred of information just goes straight to him. Like
and talking over the phone about point lists is like a good way to die, I think.
Yeah, no, you're right. You got a point. You definitely got a point. I also do think it would make sense in Vegapunk's character to have like a failsafe in case he dies so that all his information and research and stuff isn't lost. I think that's definitely very plausible, 100%.
But also you got to remember who Vegapunk is as a person, right? His goal, he himself, is to get that energy to everyone, like for it to be free and cheap, like not just free, not even cheap. Mm-hmm. So that what if like he had like, so that's why he's like, I'm gonna send out this before I die. I'm gonna send out all this info for people, like whatever it was, people could use that info to figure out something that I never could, or some shit like that, like I don't know. Because he also would have been like, yo, fuck the government, like, yo, fuck these motherfuckers, I'm sending everything. Like, I don't know, like that shit would definitely be huge to the world of One Piece, because
it would be sad
the government, even Morgan wouldn't be able to stop it. Like, the government is all about controlling the information, right? Just like how it is in real life. So, like, this happening would be fucking astronomical.
Speaking of Morgan, is that he knows a little bit about what's happening, right? And he's already spinning it to say that Luffy has Vegapunk hostage.
Yeah, that too. So they could all see Vegapunk could die, and then they could just fucking blame Luffy. Be like, Luffy killed him.
Yeah, he's gonna get the blame no matter what. If Vegapunk dies, who's gonna get blamed? If Grocer dies, Luffy's gonna get blamed.
Yep.
Right.
That is true.
And I also, because that's the thing, I was finding it hard to think that like the One Piece, like the Straw Hats would kill the Gorosei, like no matter who it is.
Yeah,
I don't think they'd be the ones to kill him. I think they'd be the ones to blame.
I completely agree. Like, I think someone else, because another thing to remember, I guess we'll talk about it when we see the end of the chapter, but like I don't think York is like the only person doing stuff on the island. So there's still stuff to be seen. So yeah, I think we have some good options, but we have no way to guess. It's crazy it's tomorrow though, it's not today. Like, what the hell? It's gonna take a whole 24 hours. What's going on?
Yeah, that's the only thing that throws me off, is like, there's stuff happening right now on the island, so it just seems so weird to me that it's gonna take a full 24 hours to wrap up everything that's happening here.
Well, it could take. Go ahead.
No, that's it. And then the Marines will come and stuff.
I was just gonna say it could take 24 hours just off the simple fact that we're still dealing with Bonnie, who's going through like Kuma's memories. That could take, I mean, how big that thing is, and I'm assuming it takes a while to go through all those memories. We also seen in the past from Whole Cake Island, we've seen stuff similar. Like Luffy took 12 hours to fight Cracker, 14 hours to fight Katakuri. Like those time intervals can definitely go by depending on how how crazy it is.
Yeah,
so
no, you're right, 100%. I agree.
Yeah, that was a good reminder.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was a good reminder.
That was a good reminder, yeah, of like how long it took those things to happen. So yeah, it's just pretty interesting, like, because niggas are fighting right now.
Right. So I'm interested to see how he spreads the time.
Will it reset? Will we get like a chill spot before this incident?
Before the calm,
yeah. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Another
fact
of attrition, bro.
Thing people think about this incident is that it has a lot of people think it's lining up with what Oda said at the end of Dressrosa about the Grand Fleet, that they're going to cause a huge incident.
Oh, so people are thinking, oh shit.
I think though there's like some problems with that, in that like if they saw Luffy, like if they saw his Vivi card getting smoked in Wano, like they should have been with him like already.
Yeah.
So like, that's just one thing to think about. But that's I feel like it's not like a bad connection to make.
Imagine it's like
to be fair, we do know that they were also involved in another incident with with Shanks.
Yeah, I think that was Bartolomeo specifically.
Was it him? It wasn't the whole
Yeah, because
fleet.
It was him.
No, it was
he's on
Bartolomeo.
Okay.
the cover story. He's on the cover story burning his flag. That nigga's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Shanks even said something about that. Or Ben Beckman, one of them said something about, hey, Bartolomeo, he's doing some bullshit. We gotta.
And putting Luffy's flag on it.
Yeah.
So it could also be like a debut, the debut of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet.
Yeah, and like
cool.
Mod has brought up, this is like the arc where we might see Luffy get respected as a Yonko crew.
Yeah,
and I don't think
because he's still
Grand Fleet-
disrespected. You're right.
Yeah, and I don't think the Grand Fleet is like huge knowledge or anything. So like if they come here and they like completely smoke the Kizaru's fleets or whatever, that could be like a big like coming out party for the Straw Hats and as an Emperor crew.
True. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said, I feel like Oda's building this up because we had like, come on now, we saw Luffy and once he got the hang of Conqueror's coding, he was like using that like on a regular. He has not used it one time, and it feels like Oda is like hinting at it through like other means, and Rob Lucci is let's say like, hey Luffy, those type of attacks ain't gonna work, stop it, like all that other stuff. So it's like, okay, and Zoro hasn't used it either.
Yeah, bro, they're working on their base forms right now, bro. They just like, no, we can take them on right now. Like, this is good practice. Like,
and Kizaru's on his way, so.
Yeah, and Kizaru's on his way. It would be crazy if they smoke all those fleets. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. I will pop off if Luffy's like if Luffy and his crews just smoke all those fleets at like once. But I'm getting my ahead of myself. That is so good. That's so good.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think that's too far off because I still do think, like we've been saying, the whole arc is the theme is showing off the new emperor and shit. I really don't think that Luffy and them struggling is going to be the focus of at any point in this arc. They haven't really shown to struggle yet, to be honest, except with the exception of, I guess,
dealing damage to the
no, I wouldn't even, I mean, I guess that's struggling, but even then, it's not like they're getting hurt, so they're
just energy, honestly.
I wouldn't even say necessarily struggling. I think the only real case of struggling would probably be Frankie's group. That's Frankie, Usopp, and them, because and they're frozen and shit.
Yeah,
and they had the dub, to be honest, if Frankie didn't sell. So
honestly, they did have that one too. If he wasn't an idiot,
they did.
So.
It's true.
I really don't think the Straw Hats struggling or experiencing real conflict is going to be the focal point in this arc.
Yeah, I still agree with that, but I do think though that so there was a point where like I thought that they would go to Vegapunk to get like new transformations or new power ups and stuff, right? Like that, right? Like I'm pretty sure everybody in the community thought that at one point. Just for everything to just flip on his head and have it where the Straw Hats essentially just feels like that they're just going to show off what they learned from Wano and apply it to the real world for everyone to see. I think that the only person that has given Luffy that technical respect of a Yonko is Akainu, funny enough, which is so hilarious to me. But everybody else, they're kind of like treating it like he's Yonko. Because even Setsumaru, when coming to entrusting Vegapunk to Luffy, he was like, I don't know about trusting you as a Yonko. So this has been very interesting. I can't wait to see what comes from this cataclysmic event. Bro. Yeah, it's going to be insane, and I'm here for it.
Real quick before we move on to the last part of this chapter, how long do you guys think until we actually get to this event that he's talking about?
I'm gonna say over 6.
Oh, over
chapters?
6 chapters?
Yeah, like at least 6 to 7 chapters at least. I expect more, but like at least 6. Like, there's no way we're gonna do a day in
the next chapter, right? And then the next chapter it starts. It definitely won't happen. It's gonna be at least a couple.
Hold on,
it could if he wants to if he wants to go sicko mode with the base, it could. I don't see why not.
Sicko mode.
What do I expect?
Because the Cracker and well, Katakuri was more fleshed out, but the Cracker fight was pretty like, oh shit, like I can't damage him. And then Cracker damaged Luffy. It's like, oh shit, it's as strong as I get seen. And then we see the infinite Cracker biscuits, and then they cut away, and then next thing you know, it's like 10 hours later type thing. Like, so I don't know. Something like that could happen, but I don't know. I think that there's still a lot to go through because York. I was going to say earlier too that based off of the reveal and everything, like we don't know how booby trapped this.
Let's just get through the reveal then.
Okay, yeah. I'll expand on this after we talk about the reveal, but yeah.
All right, let's just do it real quick then. So we go at the end of the chapter. We go back to the end of the last chapter where somebody's walking down the stairs. The Shaka unit is dead. Stella wants to know if it's all this person who's walking down the stairs doing. Asks, why would you do this? And then it is revealed that the traitor, it was York.
Yep.
The Greed Vegapunk, the Greed unit or whatever. She then exclaims that she wants to be a celestial dragon. Stella is completely confused as to why she would want to do that after seeing what the celestial dragons do, because she's been to Mary Joao before. She kind of laughs it off. And then she says it's complicated when everyone's a Vegapunk. She thinks that the world only needs one Dr. Vegapunk, alluding to herself and alluding that she wants to kill the Stella. Yeah, and that's it. So you guys want to talk about it now? The reveal.
Yeah. How did it... Wait. So last week when we were talking about it, I was like,
I'm sorry. Wait, what happened? My bad.
You're a clown, bro.
Oh, my bad. I was just looking at something. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Last week, so we narrowed it down to potentially it was either York or who was the
Edison?
other person?
I think Edison was the satellite we were very suspicious of.
And
Wait, no. Because last week we said we don't think it's Edison because Edison was like knocked out.
Yeah, he got smoked by me. Yeah. And then
it was one other one that we didn't.
Was it Shaka
we didn't even suspect York anymore because like she got turned to stone.
She got turned to stone, so they like she was completely off the board. At least for me, like I thought, I was honestly I was not expecting this.
She was for me.
Yeah. Same.
Okay. It's just after a while I didn't see her, so that's why I was like, for me personally, I was still a little bit suspicious, just a little bit.
But the thing is, how would she get unpetrified? Because we saw her get petrified.
Well, I think there's like a clear point where in that chapter, I don't know if it was 1075 or 1076, where when Frankie, remember that she blows up the bridge that Lilith, Frankie, and Usopp are on, and then Frankie, like once he rights himself up, he gets back up, he looks up at her, and she's looking down at him. I think like before she comes down to them, that's the clear like opening where they wouldn't see her unpetrify York because they were below the bridge.
It's fine.
York was still on the bridge.
I'm just saying we didn't know. Like
we had no idea. It was like
none of us. Yeah, none of us knew. I just thought that like after a while of not seeing York, she came back into my suspicion pool, but I wasn't going to definitively say it was her though. I just,
it is a good point though, because that happens. She was with the group, and then that happens, and then we just don't see her. Actually, it didn't.
Oh
occur to me.
Okay, so I went back to the chapter. Right, she gets petrified.
Yeah.
Then S Snake kicks her, right, and all the others are away, and then she blows up the bridge, and everyone dropped.
But her.
Looking back,
yes. Yes. Okay.
Obviously, we didn't know at first.
Boom. No, that makes sense.
That makes sense though. That makes sense.
And for me, Mister, look at the next page where Frankie looks up at her. That to me, that moment, I'm not even in the moment. I was like, why is this panel here? Like, why is this panel where he's like his girl, where he looks up at her? Like, I'm like, this is a weird panel. Like, that page was weird to me. Even in the moment, but I did not expect York in the slightest. I'm not gonna cap.
You said so. The next page, Frankie was like looking
when
up
when,
at her.
when he like lands on the ground or whatever, he looks up at her and then she like smiles down at him,
Yeah.
and I was like, I feel like this panel is so weird. Like what, like
Wait, what?
It felt weird to me.
I can't even look at
Wait,
the
what
chapter.
panel? What? Wait, hold on. I'm gonna see
find that
this.
shit. I'm gonna find that shit.
this.
Yeah, if you get a link, just send it, and I'll just pull it up on the
Yeah,
stream.
because
Was it Labo Straight Up Death Game? I think it was this chapter. Yeah, it was this chapter.
Yeah.
Because if she looks similar to like how she looks now, that is crazy. Like that is crazy, and that's like kind of creepy, but in a good way. Like that shit is crazy. I gotta see that.
Yeah, because if Seraphim kicked someone that was petrified, they would have shattered. Like if they actually meant, you know what I mean? Like meant to kill it.
Especially because it's York, it's not. But yeah, I sent a picture to the Discord.
You sent a picture?
Yeah, I sent it on Twitter because you're already on the stream.
Word. I mean, I got it.
Oh, you got it already down. I feel like that like the middle panel where he looks up at her and she just smiles at him, like.
I think she's just grilling him, bro.
Even then, I was like, I don't know. I feel like it was just like 2 pounds for this. I don't know. I
see what you mean, but
I was like, yo, why did we even take the space to look at like?
But after going
little
back,
girls, like what did Frankie think about there? Like that little girl's. What was he gonna say there? That to me was the big thing. Like that little girl's what? Just looking down at me, nigga. Like yeah, she's just taking you down there. I don't know. I thought that shit was weird even then. But again, I'm not gonna count that thought.
He said little brat. You know, like
oh yeah, whatever. But yeah, either way, like he just trailed off. I felt like that was weird. I did feel like that was weird. But either way, like I said, I did not think it was York. I didn't think it was a single satellite.
Okay.
Because we did talk about like how did York get past the memory sync, right?
Right.
Yeah,
that still is left to be seen.
I feel like what has to play in there.
Yeah,
Wait,
he has to.
what does he have to explain?
Again, in 1068, there's a page where Vegapunk tells Jinbei and Luffy that all the satellite every day they sync their memories with Punk records so that there's like a bigger wealth of knowledge for all of them. So they all share memories every single day. So I feel like they remember a conversation with the fucking Gorosei over the phone. You know what I mean?
You're right, actually.
And then these guys in the basement and shit. Like, I think there's like a pretty some interesting like maybe she doesn't sync it because she's like she just does their bodily functions. Like maybe she's just like they didn't think they needed her memories.
It's possible. They like dismissed it, like, oh, she's just here to eat shit, you know.
Yeah,
sleep
exactly.
For everyone to do our functions. So she's like, all right. But one thing that I did like about this, and that's why I liked the title of the last chapter, right? The last chapter was I Should Have Known or something like that.
Yeah, you should have noticed it sooner. Yeah.
Right. So that's why when I brought up the fact that I was like I thought of this more of in the sense of Vegapunk instead of the reader knowing that he should have realized like that greed inside of him, like because York is still a Vegapunk, so I don't know. Part of me thinks she realized once he started researching O'Hara stuff again, like, and the government will find out because that's they usually do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's gonna lose that life. She's gonna get killed. So I feel like that. Like, and also she is the Vegapunk of greed and desire. And at first, I always thought the Vegapunks were like the 7 of them were based off of like the desires, right? Like the 7 sins. But yeah. I feel like that wasn't the full case.
It doesn't match up perfectly.
It doesn't match up perfectly. But I mean, there's some credence to it, though. You know what I mean? So like the fact that she was the greed one, I don't know.
I think like honestly that is like the biggest takeaway from this reveal, that she's the desire / greed one. And like it's probably the most interesting thing in my opinion about the Vegapunks, like the fact they're all a certain trait. And I think for York, the fact that she's just desire means that there's no logic like Shaka's trait. There's no wisdom for her to be like, maybe this whole such a dragon thing won't work out. maybe the government, like, you know, will still not fuck with me. Like, no, you're not thinking. You're not being logical. You're not being wise because it's only desire. So as a reveal, it makes sense to me. You know what I mean?
It's true. And then even then, like when she was like, when Vegapunk was like, and you really want to be one of those ghastly horde people, and she's like, just what Shaka would say.
You sound just like
yeah, you know, like, so she's like, you know, she doesn't have that good conscience in her, like, so she's purely off of his desire, and all humans had that desire of, I guess in this instance, becoming a celestial dragon, like have that power.
Yeah, can we talk about though? Like I said, even though she doesn't have even though her thing isn't logic and wisdom, she's still a dumb bitch, bro. Like, bro, you're not gonna be a celestial dragon.
No, definitely not. Like
CV0 is already trying to kill all these satellites. It's so stupid of her.
Yeah, I don't know what she thinking. Why she
Well,
would think that this would work here.
Well,
Because I feel like because you could say like, okay, this is like we said, sure, this is a great point about greed and desire, but I feel like you could say that the other satellites should be more so really deep in their traits. Like Lilith should be a piece of shit, even though she already is a bit of an evil person. Like she should be even more evil, right? Like, or Shaka should be even more good / logical. You know what I mean? Like,
but so
this is like extreme desire.
So yeah, but okay. So here's how I feel. I feel like York. Okay, honestly, to me, it makes sense. I don't even think that she's necessarily dumb in the sense that like you're stupid for even like wanting this or even think that it's achievable, because from what I've seen, the world government, so she was cahooting. I'm assuming she's been cahooting with the world government. Maybe the girl say specifically, maybe because at the earlier this chapter, the narrator showed 3 months ago, and she was like, I'm assuming that was her on the call, and I was like, I want to talk to someone with power. You know, I got, I'm here to snitch.
Mm-hmm.
So if she's going to that length to, do all that, we don't know the full context of the conversation. I don't think she's doing it just to simply, snitch just for the sake of snitching. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of that conversation that we're missing. Like, negotiations, like, hey, I'm someone that, is on the inside. I know what Vegapunk is doing. You need to get over here, and in return for me linking this information to you, you need to promise da-da-da-da, or whatever. Now, the thing is, though, is that, like, they went there, and Vegapunk was, like, basically cleared of any accusations. But York was smart enough to kidnap them and keep them there to keep the world government wanting to go back, essentially, to expose him. And after a while, it kind of worked. So I think she's pretty smart. I just think that like her motivations weren't carefully thought about, but that's okay because that's not the highlight of who she's supposed to be. And it's like you said earlier, she's accumulation of like what desires and greed and all that other stuff.
To where it does cloud your thinking.
It does, but she also seems smart enough to like, because she been getting like
that's my point though, right? That's my point though, Marty. Like, she seems smart. She's a genius.
Yeah, because she been getting away with it. No one suspected her, not even like the other Vegapunks. Oh, who was it earlier? It was either Edison or Pythagoras that was like, yeah, York, she's just there for our bodily functions. Yeah, like kind of like dismissing her or whatever, kind of clowning her. Even
when they talk, they like she doesn't really talk. Like when all the Vegapunks are talking to themselves, she doesn't really say anything.
Yeah, I don't think she even spoke to any of them, honestly.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I feel like it's like it just.
That was clearly an act, to be honest, now that we see her here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, she's clearly smart, but she probably, like, out of lazy desire or whatever, she was probably cool for a while with, like, eating, sleeping, whatever she needed to do to help the Vegapunks. But, like, when Vegapunk took her to Marijois and she met the Celestial Dragons or saw them, she was like, I want that life for myself. Yeah. That's crazy. That's the ultimate, like, leisure. Mm-hmm. So that, and then, that's probably why she, her brain started kicking. She was like, oh, okay, I can start doing this. I'll do this to get that. Like, she became less lazy when she had a motivation, which, by the way, is kind of like, we talked about the theme of this Egghead Island, creations that were created, but because of desires and who they are and all that other stuff, they go against the creator.
Yeah, it's exactly what Lilith said. That's the first thing she said when she sees the Straw Hats. Like, why can't I make the shark not eat people? Why? And then she says, yeah, like we can never get things to go against their natural urges and desires. So yeah, it's a very thematically great reveal. And also, I'm super happy it wasn't a random motherfucker. I'm so happy.
Yeah,
I'm so happy.
yeah. We were worried that it was like someone completely new that we never even heard of, or even hinted at. But yeah, but overall, this is great. And I was going to say earlier that it's potentially like they can be kept there for 24 hours because with how smart York actually is and how she done all this.
Yeah, she duped everybody.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible that she booby trapped all of Egghead Island in the sense of like, you know, making it way more difficult to navigate around. I mean, we saw that. Like, I'm assuming still don't know the methodology, but she controlled the roof, right?
The dome, yeah.
The dome, yeah.
Yeah, that's another thing I think about.
Yeah, like she might have many ways to keep everybody separated, keep them running for a hot minute, keep them, you know, occupied for a long time until the government gets there. She could have done all this because Vegapunk didn't even know. He was said like what 2 chapters ago. He was like, or 1 chapter ago. He's like, I don't know how all this is happening up under me. I like, you know, it shouldn't. I pretty much thought of everything. Like, so, you know, for York to like get under the Stellar units, like, you know, right up under his nose without him even noticing the shred of what's going on. She has to be pretty smart, or at least like, you know, she used a combination of like acting and her brains and all that other stuff. Like she probably did some shit to Egghead Island to make it, you know, hard for the Straw Hats and anybody for that matter to move around like how they want to. So I'm assuming if Luffy's not leaving the island so he can get the Stellar unit, or at least that's how his mind, because like Mr. brought up, the Stellar unit could die, then yeah, I could see York like just manipulating the entire island to prevent that from happening. At least
that makes sense. That makes
sense.
Yeah.
Yo, question though: who's the one that ordered the Seraphim to stop?
Edison, like right when Sanji saves him from getting smoked, he tells him to stop.
Okay, so
while they're attacking Zoro.
Yeah, it's 1073. Edison, the Seraphim stopped fighting. Edison, they stopped fighting, but like
it's like you're trying to find where York could have told them to do something, right?
So my thing is, because they say like the person of the same level can't make, you know, another order, or it can't override someone of your level. That's because they stated that. So
yeah,
I'm just curious as to like, what if it's still Punk Records? Working with York, I don't know. I'm just saying. No.
I think there are a couple inconsistencies.
Right,
I think,
right. You know what I mean?
With the command hierarchy, absolutely.
Yeah, I think Oda definitely isn't gonna leave it like this. I think within the next chapter too, it's definitely gonna have, at the very least, an explanation.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely a lot of questions that this brings up as to how this all went down between the memory sync and the order of hierarchy. Yeah, there's definitely some things that need to be explained.
There's another thing that York was in the room in 1074 when the Frontier Dome goes off.
Yeah.
She was in the
room? It could still
in 1074. You can. I'm pretty sure I'll just go back and check. But she's literally in the room when they say, "Wait, why did the Frontier Dome just go off?" Or just turn off, I should say.
And there's no one in the control room.
There's no one in the control room. That shit's crazy to me, bro. Yeah. So that to me still indicates that there's still someone she's working with.
That or
and we still don't. Yeah,
like Mott said.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mister. Go ahead.
Oh no! How you were saying like she had like booby trapped the place, you know?
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
Timed it, you know, or I don't know, something. But like, just in, before what I was saying though, just in 1073, Stussy is the one that says, "But we have a problem, Doctor. Lucy and I are on the same authority level. I can't override the orders he gave to Seraphim. There's no way to stop them." So, I mean, you know, Punk Records could still come into play. Like, it could be like Punk Record or something like that. But because if Edison's the one that told them to stop, then York is not able to tell them to work with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think that's, again, I think like Kai said, it's a bit of an inconsistency. Like literally, she just like, because that's unexplainable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Well, I mean, like I said, unless Punk Records is behind it, and then like it could be using York as a vessel.
Maybe.
Not letting it go yet. Not letting it go.
I fuck with that.
Where's S Mingo, bro? Damn it.
I'm still praying that Mingo pops up too. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was really looking forward to that.
Right, yo, for real. I would have loved to see a Kid Dopey doing work, bro.
And then she was talking about how like it doesn't need more than one of us, a Vegapunk. So what if she's the next smartest Vegapunk, or like the same degree level? I don't know what levels there is to it, to who's the smartest and who's not. If they're all on the same level, just in different ways. But you know, everybody had, and every Vegapunk had a specialization, right? The only thing we knew about York is that she just takes care of the bodily functions. But they didn't say nothing about like her intelligence capabilities and like what specialization she's in. So
yeah, that's why I thought it was weird when she was introduced, and then they say like how you're saying that's all she does, but then her thing is greed/desire. So I was like, I'm curious, like I wasn't sure how that.
You wouldn't love to just eat and sleep, bro? I don't know, man. I would love it, bro. Sounds like a great life, man.
Yeah, I mean, I am. I guess.
But
I'm using my cats.
But I think that it's I think that the fact that she wants to be a celestial dragon, and the fact that, you know, she's going about all this, you know, I'm pretty sure that she is smart enough to maybe potentially create her own seraphim. Maybe she did make like a Mingo seraphim and all that other stuff, because we still don't know the shadowy figure that disabled the camera.
Yeah, who took out the camera? That's another big one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, she's huge. There's no way she's like
out here sneaking around. You know who
Yeah.
York is. Yeah. If you see her in the camera.
Because I'm looking at this picture right now, and like, can I snip it and send it to you? But she's ginormous. Like she's even bigger than
She's
Brooke and
huge. She's
Jim Day.
fucking huge. Yeah.
Like she's bigger than all Straw Hats.
She's not
like,
sneaking around nowhere. Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, so like I said, she might be working with someone else. Most likely she is, or it's something else. She could have potentially created her own seraphim, like a Mingo one or something else. Punk Records could be collabing with her through a different conduit. Like, it's just that I don't believe it's just her. You're right. I don't believe it's just her, because all those cameras getting taken out. With that shadowy figure. I know Caribou's still on the island, but I just don't believe he's.
No.
I don't think anybody has Caribou on their radar right now. It would surprise me if it ended up being him.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Fuck that dude.
Yeah.
Bro.
Unless she potentially got to him. Like, I don't know. Said something to him. But
I think for me, like, low key, especially because Caribou's on the island, like, now that I think about it, like, the low key idea for me is still that the Frontier Dome goes offline, and Pythagoras says, no one's in the control room, or our detectives are not picking anyone up. Bro, I don't know. I think it's Invisible Shiryu in there. I don't know, man. On Blackbeard's crew. So maybe.
You think she working with Shiryu?
I don't know, man.
Actually, we haven't seen them for a minute. I mean,
we've seen a lot of the Blackbeard pirates, but not Shiryu and the other guy with the horns, I think, and the blue hair. And we haven't seen Lafitte either, the guy with the staff and the wings. I think, like, I don't know. I don't really think the Blackbeard pirates are here, but I feel like that's like a pretty okay idea, just because she turned off the Frontier Dome without anyone being in the control room, and literally it's 1071. I found the picture. I will send it to Discord right now. She is literally just chilling, eating, bro. Like when the Frontier Dome goes offline. I feel like that shit has got to be explained, and I think we have all the Seraphim accounted for in that moment. I think some of them are fighting. Maybe where are they actually? Oh yeah, they're with the fucking these niggas. They're with CP0 at that moment. They were still under their control. So we don't have an answer for who turned off the Frontier Dome, in my opinion, right now at least.
I think, if Are we assuming that Blackbeard's the informant that
Definitely, bro. That's why Caribou. We bring up Caribou
Yeah.
made me think like this could be his link up with the Blackbeard Pirates.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's still unresolved. Yeah, that's potential.
Oh,
That's
you're talking about
crazy.
when Caribou said he wanted to give that information to a certain someone about the
Pluton.
The Pluton, yeah, okay. I remember.
And he also knows about Poseidon too.
Yes.
Damn. So, yeah, there's a lot to work with here. Caribou, he could be the reason why the Blackbeard Pirates show up. Yeah.
That's possible. Yeah.
Um,
And they already got that warping guy. Like that's just kind of OP.
And they can teleport. Yeah, Van Ogre. Yeah.
So.
Though we don't know what happened at Law vs Blackbeard, of course.
Yeah.
And then we still got
know.
Gart
We don't know
on
that.
his way over there too,
Yeah.
or at least at Egghead Island. I
Yeah,
mean, not
that'd be
Egghead, Paradise. But yeah, so
Shit's crazy.
yeah, this is crazy.
We definitely have
I
to
feel
wait
like-
till.
I feel like-
go ahead.
It being a satellite gave us more questions than answers.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
It
I
did.
definitely feel. I feel like if it was one of our theories came true, it would have been a lot more conclusive. But
Yeah, if it was like Punk Records, then boom, we know.
yeah, you know what I mean. Or if it was
Yeah.
S Mingo, I think it would be a lot easier to deduct. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's Oda. We always have faith in Oda. So
Always. Still not over. We'll see.
yeah,
A lot left to see.
I do think that next chapter, within the next 2 chapters, we'll get a lot of answers to it. Hopefully, we get a lot. I think it'll happen. To be honest,
Yeah, me
this
too.
is the way the story's
Yeah, and
going.
I think for a lot of people that like, because I said that the incident where like at least there's gonna be at least 6-7 chapters in my opinion before we get to some like the next day, and I think because 6 chapters ago was fucking like I think Sussy just revealed herself. Like
That was
not
6
that much.
chapters
Like
ago?
a lot happened in 6 chapters, but not that much happened in 6 chapters. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Was that really 6 chapters ago?
I think it was the very end of that chapter where she attacks.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, or she attacks Kaku.
It hasn't been that long, but it feels like
Hasn't been that long. That was like yesterday. I feel like.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
there's so like a lot can happen in 6 chapters, but obviously also like it's not that much. So who fucking knows, man? We'll see.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
100%. It's still pretty early in the arc, so we'll see what happens.
Facts.
Anything else you guys can talk about before we wrap it up?
no.
Nope, just
No break.
No break. Thank God.
yep, no break. But I was just gonna say I might be on the idea that Vegapunk, the cataclysmic thing that happens is that Vegapunk dies. I might be leaning towards that.
Okay.
I'm pro Gorosei dies. I don't know why. I just
Bro, I don't want Vegapunk to die, but I think him dying. I don't know. I like the idea of him dying and then the info getting out. That should be. I feel like that would definitely change.
I think the
Growth of
tragedy
One
for
Piece.
Vegapunk dying would be that Punk Records gets destroyed, in my opinion, and no, the information doesn't get out because
Ooh, that's a
because
big one.
Ohara, that was the sadness of Ohara was that a lot of people died, but the information that they like all the great library of Ohara was destroyed, right? And burning
Agreed,
books is like a huge, like it's like a tragedy even in our world when that happens, right? So I think that like the lost information and like the work and the science, like think about the medical, things that could be destroyed, that could have saved people, all that stuff that could happen if Punk Records is destroyed. I think that would be the bigger tragedy than Vegapunk himself dying, because Punk Records would still exist, right? And if Vegapunk doesn't, I feel like if Vegapunk dies, Punk Records will die too. It will be destroyed.
It might. The only reason why I'm saying that is because of the tone of this, not just this chapter, but this whole thing. Plus, on top of that, the Shaka call where he said I might die. I don't know if he was talking about specifically him, or was he talking about like Vegapunk? Yeah, it's gonna die. So, and then the ominous urgency between Sentamaru saying like Kuma's make sure he gets off the island, like all this other stuff, like, and York saying here, honestly, the world doesn't really need more than one of us. Is she like going to take him out, like, next chapter, or
Right.
it's just, it doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like to me in my heart of hearts that Vegapunk is getting off of here. That's just how it feels. But
maybe all that.
I would be happy to be wrong though, because I want Vegapunk to get off. I want him to get off. It just doesn't feel like it. Like I'm not. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now, mentally at least, thinking about this.
All right. Well, ain't nothing to do. Wait for next chapter, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like that. All right, guys. I guess this has been it for the episode. Definitely a great episode. Got a lot of discussion going on. No break next week, so we'll be back next week with another chapter review. Hopefully, we get some answers then. Shouts to everybody in chat hung out with us today. We appreciate you guys giving us info, having talks with us. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Mad hype chat.
Yeah, I definitely showed love today. We appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody listening on YouTube, Spotify Podcast, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, etc. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube, Twitter, TikTok at Strawhat Sitdown. It would be greatly appreciated, guys. Thanks for all the love. Yeah, I guess that's it. All right, that's it. Yeah. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Till next time, guys, take it easy, be safe, be healthy. We appreciate you guys, and we will see y'all when we see y'all. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace later.